Well, I got all your emails and all your tweets that you're mad because you missed the dad joke last week because I wasn't here for one of the episodes. So I hear you, and we're going to start with one real quick. Corey, what would the Terminator be called in his retirement?
I don't know, Dan.
The Exterminator.
Score.
All
right. Oh, here we go again. Oh, hey everybody! Here we are again. It's your original Digital Daddies. It's just me and Dan today.
Yep.
No special guests, no interviews, no anything third party. Whatever you want to call it. It's just us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel attacked now. I feel like I'm being yelled at digitally because we don't have a third person. Get off my back, okay? God. Anyways, it's your two dads.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And we're here to talk about things today and not your normal things. We had some shakeups. We had some what do you want to call it? I don't know.
New ideas, maybe?
New ideas that we wanted to throw your way. We're going to give you two new segments.
Trying to branch out a little.
Grow. Yeah, we do really want to try to grow. We can't just stay daddy issue, whatever.
Yeah.
Call it quits. We gotta grow the outline. We gotta add new segments.
Throw some special episodes at you.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing today. And and you're going to help us decide on whether to keep it or not. And you can get with us at our new email address. It's called miscreantsstudio@proton.me. Be sure to spell that right. Miscreants, plural, studio. And if you like the segment, let us know. And we will put that in one box. And if you don't like the segment, let us know. And we'll ignore everything you say. No, I'm kidding. Really, though, this is a bit of audience participation. But since you guys crowd us so much with so much emails,
I know.
It's really, it'll be lucky if we can really get down and do the numbers. But still yet, play a role here and help us shape the podcast. And if you like what we're doing in today's show, and then say so. So with that being said, we're going to come at you with a movie review.
Yeah.
We spoke about it before. We're doing movie reviews that are dad-centric.
Mm-hmm.
And that covers a surprising amount of ground.
Yeah.
I was thinking that we would be just stuck with, dad and son. And even if you did stick with dad and son, there's some good ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are just, by and large, going to be really like man-driven action, like dad flicks.
Yeah.
Stuff that maybe aren't going to be winning any Oscars or Golden Globes or whatever you want to call it, but that are
just good quality dad movies.
Good quality dad movies. The stuff that maybe, as a kid you watch with dad, or in my case, you watch with grandpa.
Yeah. And
the first one up today is, I won't call this one the prototypical dad movie, but by God, it's a good one. And that's Taken with Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scouring my brain for the right one to start with, and this seemed really, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it seemed really good way to start off this new possible segment.
Yeah.
And Taken is, I'm sure if you haven't seen it briefly, I'm sure you have seen it, but if you haven't briefly, it's about this dad that is just the most friendly, lovely. Like they go out of their way in the beginning of the movie to make you like this guy.
Yeah.
He is just the most likable person in the world.
Ex-military.
Yeah, ex-military. Clear British accent, even though he's living in America and everyone there is American. But whatever. And he has retired from whatever it was, probably the CIA. So this guy retires from presumably the CIA. I don't know that they really say that.
They never do.
But that's typically the super secret spy place is the CIA.
Well, he's a preventer.
Yeah.
So.
He wants to be with his daughter in her later years. She's already a teenager. I can't remember exactly what age, 16 or
17.
That sounds about right. 17. And he wants to be in her life again after going off throughout the world preventing things.
Yeah.
And you fall instantly in love with this man. He's just the greatest father. And that part where he gives her a gift
The karaoke machine.
Yeah, and then her other dad walks out with a fucking pony.
Oh my God, I wanted to kill that other guy.
I'm like, I feel like they cut out a scene where he's back there watching this happen. And he's like, get the pony, get the pony.
Yeah, now.
So anyways, yeah, he's trying to reconnect with his daughter, and she kind of uses that against him to get him to agree to a trip for her to go on a trip to Europe. And it's going back. Like when I'm watching it again, she's giving all these excuses. Oh, we're gonna go to the Louvre and the this and the that, and I'm like, that's so fucking fake, lying bitch.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole when he finds the map, and
I did too.
I forgot, and I was like, oh yeah, she lied to him.
I forgot so completely that when he finds that map, I'm like, oh shit,
yeah, damn.
Whore. So yeah,
but real quick before we go on, like how she uses her mom and stuff, and that,
like her mom.
Like, that is something I kind of agree with him in a way. If we're gonna break it down a little bit, like this is when I'm watching this, I'm like, why didn't the mother go to him at first? I mean, yeah, they might be divorced and they might just be doing it for the child, but like, I wouldn't let my daughter go. I'd be like, no, you're not going. I'm not signing that fucking paper. Like,
yeah,
no.
I mean, I feel like the mom,
especially now.
Yeah, well, even then, I mean,
yeah.
Things weren't, very much different.
Well, no, especially over there.
Yeah. So, and we'll get to that part in a second. I just want to, I'm actually, listeners, I'm really trying to just get the whole synopsis out there.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that was one of the things I'm like, I need to say something about this because like, he's right. The mom, even though there's animosity, they make it seem like you need to talk to the dad because like, that's not your new boy toy or whatever. If you're married, I didn't think they didn't say if they were married, right? To the new guy, the rich guy.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I just assumed they were. But even still, it doesn't say like how long the marriage has been.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he says because he's not like, yeah, it's your biological daughter. You have a right to. She should have went to the dad at first and been like, hey, she wants to do this.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
The fact that they put her off as being so mad at him.
Yeah,
when all he did was be absent. Yeah, and work. And okay, that sucks.
I get it,
but she's like actively working against him.
Yeah. And like, just sign the paper. Just sign and then he's like, all right, fine.
And I kept thinking that, I guess I'm just going to get this out of the way because I'll forget. But when the movie's over, I was like, she did not show enough contrition and like, she did not do enough to apologize for her behavior. Yeah. It's her fault. For the most part, that her daughter was in this situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he would have said no. He wouldn't have.
Because he knows, he knows what the world's like. If he's done all this spy and all this overseas and being gone from home and working, and especially if it is this, I'm pretty sure it's the CIA and they never say, but his special set of skills reminds me of CIA spies and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it's James Bond.
Yeah, ish.
Jason Bourne stuff. Yeah. So his daughter tricks him into or manipulates him into agreeing to the trip. She gets over to Paris with her friend, and the first day they are kidnapped.
Within hours of
landing. They are kidnapped and put into a trafficking stream with other girls, leading to all manner of places. Yeah. And she is on the phone with him when it happens. Yep. And she's screaming, and when he's saying, oh, they're going to take you and just tell me what you see. And of course they take her and she screams out what she sees. And then the guy, whoever takes her, comes and picks up the phone. And the greatest line in any movie ever,
maybe.
Where he's like, I don't know who you are. And, I can't even remember it word for word.
I can't either. But
he's like, I have a particular set of skills, skills that make me a nightmare to men like you or whatever. He's like, if you bring my daughter, nothing will happen. Yeah. But if you don't, I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you. And I just, it made me smile so big. Yeah. I just loved it so much. And then, shortly thereafter, he finds all of them and kills them. Yeah. One by one. He actually kills at least 35 people in the entire movie. He could. Damn. The reference I saw said that he could have killed as many as 38. If you at the end on the boat, he knocks one of the guys off the boat. Yeah. If you assume that guy died, and early on he attacks a waiter and steals the champagne. If he,
Oh yeah. When he's going to try to buy his daughter back, at the end.
If you assume he killed that guy too, then that adds to it. Things like that.
Yeah.
But just seeing him, he kills 35 people.
Damn.
And it's just a wonderful movie.
It's kind of a shoot 'em up movie in a way.
Yeah, definitely. It's just it's very similar to John Wick.
Yeah.
Using guns to kill most people, and when you're not shooting them, you're using the gun as a weapon.
I don't know. He does some pretty badass martial art, like killing you like by breaking your neck and shit.
Yeah, he does a lot of neck chops.
Yeah,
a lot of neck chops.
Like
everything I know about
even
fighting,
like to the throat with your thumb separated. Like
Yeah, it's really, you learn a lot about fighting from these movies.
Which hell, I mean, that would incapacitate anybody.
Yeah, if you hit them hard enough, it's gonna break their trachea or what have you, and kill a man. They'll choke to death. So real briefly, some notes on what I took from the movie, and then you can do the same. The message is a little iffy. I'm not gonna lie about that. You could take it to mean that anywhere outside of America is dangerous, and don't let your kids go there.
Which it's now anywhere outside of your house.
Yeah,
is
anywhere
dangerous.
outside of your house. School is Walmart. I look at it, and this is actually, I read that this is more the way that Liam Neeson looks at it, is just that nowhere is completely safe. Just don't let your guard down anywhere you go. And he didn't say this part, but that a father's love is a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that this is a movie, and there's a lot of fiction. And
like Liam Neeson has so many connections that the average man wouldn't have.
Yeah, but let's say that there is a man out there that has those connections. That man's going to do this.
Oh yeah, if I had those connections, you damn right I would do that.
Yeah,
like or die trying.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're going to kill all those guys in the way. Like maybe, like I thought the one part of the movie that really did stand out is contrived or kind of fake in a way was when they've got him chained up after.
Oh, up on the pipe.
Yeah, and then he just happens to take out, like he pulls the pipe down, which is in and of itself a bit of a stretch.
Well,
because they show that it's still in the wall or in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then
I assume that it was where it's overseas, which is this horrible. This is why everybody hates Americans, but that it wasn't built. I'm not going to say properly, but not as well as it could have been.
Yep.
Like corners may have been cut.
Maybe
more so than they are here.
You can make a.
Sorry, to our international fans, don't hate me for that, but that's just kind of how they portrayed it in the movie. Like,
speaking of international fans, I want to say hi to our new fans from India and the Ivory Coast. Yeah. And there's one, obviously our main man from Belgium, been with us from the start.
And
much
Brazil.
love. Brazil, our guys from Brazil, they are still watching strong.
New Zealand too.
Our guy from New Zealand. Hey, that guy's going to be on here with us next week. We're going to do a little bit of an interview. We're going to start a thing where we interview dads or dad experts, and he's going to be our first.
Dadspurts.
Dadspurts. We'll get whatever he has to push or whatever email he has for you guys to write him to, and we'll be sure to share that day. But I feel like we're forgetting another one. That being said, we love all our fans, Canada, Texas, wherever you are. And we do actually have more than one female fan for some reason. I don't know why. It must just be our voices. We have very, very, very sexy voices.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what it is. So not to take a tangent too far off, but I needed to say that before I forget.
But anyway, the pipe thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the pipe thing. So he pulls it down, immediately knocks out one guy.
Which, yeah.
Okay.
Plausible, at least.
And then the steam from that same pipe basically takes out another guy.
Well, yeah.
Because I guess he was standing right behind him or something.
Well, isn't that when he pulls his hands off and it busts the cap off the back? I thought that's what happened. Off the pipe, because they were. He wasn't just zip tied. He was actually handcuffed. He had to get the key from that one guy. So I don't know if he knocked the end cap off and all the steam just hit that guy in the face. Which I'd be on the ground for a minute if that happened. That's hot.
That'd blind you. Yeah. I'm not saying that it wouldn't take you out should it happen.
No.
But the fact that it did.
Yeah.
And that was really my only thing with the whole movie. That I was like, that's a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
But going on real quick, great action, great action whole way through. After about 20 to 25 minutes, the movie really gets started.
Yeah.
And it does not stop after that. And it's nearly 2 hours long. So you got a good chunk of good movie.
Well, hell, I was watching it and I'm like, man, this can't be that far into it. I'm probably not even halfway into it. And I looked and there's only 15 minutes left. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
This went by way quicker than I thought.
Yeah, it flows. The fact that the villains were Middle Eastern, I thought that made sense for the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what you're going to do after, it was made in 2008.
So
I mean, things were still going on.
Yeah.
We were still in Iraq. We still fucking may be here in Iraq. I don't know. The another thing I wanted to know, it got you could pick different sites to give your ratings, but for IMDb gave it 7.8 out of 10, which basically 8 out of 10. I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with it on a 10 scale. That we are going to be rating on a 5 scale, so that it doesn't quite equal out necessarily. But there were twice in the movie that I teared up. I didn't shed a tear,
Right?
But I teared up.
I choked up and got really good goosebumps at the end.
I think
when she like figures out, but when she looks at him and she's like,
you came
that's
for me?
my dad. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, that was definitely one of them.
I choked up there.
And there was one part in the beginning somewhere. I don't remember.
I was angry, like when they got taken and stuff. Like that made me mad.
They really do manipulate your emotions like
Yeah.
that, because you're like, you see it happening and immediately the tension ramps up because you know that they're going to get taken.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's
that guy's
the
like,
name of the movie.
Yeah. And then that guy's like, good luck. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You cannot die hard enough.
Yep.
And maybe he did, maybe he did die hard enough. I'm not going to ruin anything.
That was
It's an action movie made in America, so it's going to have a happy ending.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to ruin exactly how what happened where, but that
I think we kind of already have a little bit
any more than we already have. There's 2 sequels, so if we really want to, we could probably go back. I think I've seen the second one, and
I have 2, and
I don't remember liking it that much.
No,
but
because I mean, once you do that once with the same cast of characters,
how many times are these people going to be kidnapped?
Yeah, like how dumb do they really like? After the first time, you think like, okay, my guard's up, like all the way, all the time, like.
And in the second one, I dimly recall it's the wife and the daughter that get taken.
I think so.
And then in the third one, I think he gets taken or something like that. But
that makes no sense.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm just
unless
guessing.
he's old and senile.
Yeah. He's just like,
and then he still kicks ass.
Rolls out the door of the nursing home the wrong way, and then someone takes him away. So all of that in mind, I have given this, and we're rating it on a scale of I'm proud of yous.
I'm proud of you.
Because all you want to hear your dad say is, I'm proud of you.
True.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm proud of yous. I've rated this on its taking all the facets we discussed into mind. These are dad centric. These are going to be action packed. These are going to be
or comedy.
It's basically a scale of how likely you are to watch this with your dad, recommend this to a dad, watch this with your son. Something along those lines. And, that criteria may change as the segment develops further. But for now, that's what we're going off of. And I've given it 4 out of 5. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect movie.
No.
But it's a great movie.
Yep. I will also go 4 if we're not doing decimals. Yep. I will also go 4.
I mean, you could do, I guess that would have made more sense to do a 4. If we were doing decimals, I'd give it a 4.4. I wouldn't go quite 4.5.
I was going to go 4.2.
Okay. So we're right around the same area.
So yeah, for me, it aged pretty well, other than the whole Middle Eastern hate, which hey, I get it. Like with 9/11 and stuff, but it's been. I mean, we never want to forget that for Americans, but I mean, come on, not all of them are like that. There's extremists in every group, and that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of them here.
Yeah. So. But that's really, I mean, it didn't bother me because I know I'm not one of those that, gets offended by every little thing. And that happened. I remember when that movie came out. So given the time that it came out, that was the thing back then. As much as you guys may hate it or not, that's what it was. So that doesn't bother me. I wasn't offended by it because that's what we were taught was happening. So
it's like the same thing happened in the 80s. All the bad guys were Russian.
Yeah. But that's the only knock I guess I can give it, not from me, but as like a whole. But other than that, I mean, it's a good old, dad kicks some ass to find his taken daughter, that he warned her, hey, this might happen.
Dad was right.
Yeah, dad was right. Dad still loves you. Dad will find you. Like, it kind of sums up the whole, like, I would do anything for my kid in a way. Like,
yeah, I will kill 35 people for my child.
Or more if I had to. But, like.
And then apparently one thing that kind of seemed interesting to me was that at the end of the movie, they just come right through customs along with everybody else off that plane, which it seems to imply that they either were just released by the French government or it wasn't brought to their attention that any of this was going on.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, because I would think, and I have nothing to base this also off of because I'm not any kind of person that does this, but I would think that since they didn't show him going through customs in the beginning, that someone on a private plane probably wouldn't have to go through customs. Or at least if they did.
Well, he used that. His wife's new man, his plane, because he was, when she got taken, he's like, "You have friends and you have connections. Get me a plane to Paris."
But wouldn't he use it getting back too?
That's what I mean. Because I guess was it? No, that was in the bedroom when he was talking to his friend Sam when he was giving him all the details about what happened or these guys are human trafficking and stuff. I don't remember though. Like. I can't remember if...
I don't want to give away too much if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
But like they're...
Like I don't remember if the wife ever goes to Paris or if she just stays in California.
I think she just stays because she's there meeting them when they come back.
That's true.
I just feel
so maybe he did. Maybe he, they just didn't film it and he called. He's like, "Hey, we need your plane."
Yeah.
I'm in kind of some shit in France.
Maybe they just thought that it was better to like have all those people there in the scene when they came back.
I don't know.
Or maybe we just found a plot hole.
It's movies. It's not legit.
It's not even worth really spending any more time on. I can't. That's just the last thing. That's the last part of the movie, and it's the last thing that stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
but I don't know. Pretty good movie.
Yeah, you're going to give it a little over 4. I'm going to give it a little under 4.5. And overall, definitely, if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yep.
If that's your thing.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to like it, especially if you've got a daughter.
Oh God, that's what got me like. Yeah, anyway, we won't talk more.
Yeah, the fact that it's...
I told you last night after I watched it, like, I could do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's...
multiple.
If I said it to you guys or if I just wrote it down somewhere, but I remember saying something along the lines of, just try not to cry.
Yeah.
Because that
you said it, I know, I remember reading it.
Okay, so yeah, that wasn't in my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our movie segment. That's our dad movie untitled as of yet segment. And... maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't. It's gonna if our first real mail is hate mail about this segment, then okay, we'll probably quit. But otherwise, it may come back around one more time before we decide one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did say you guys have quite a bit of say in this.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about things that people don't want to listen to.
True.
So now we're moving on to our other segment, which is also new, as I said, and it's something else that we both really enjoy talking about.
Yep.
Shocker that we just found a place in the podcast for something that we also like talking about.
Yeah.
This one's going to be about wrestling, and there's a lot of wrestlers out there whose dad wrestled, or even whose son is currently wrestling. Yeah, maybe their dad's dad, or they're still wrestling with their son.
Yep.
And these people are all, especially with the dads, when if your dad's wrestled and retired and you're a wrestler now, there's a lot there to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're going to go straight to the heart of things. The only thing anyone cares about, and that's who's better.
Yeah.
We're going to take
who had the better career.
Yeah.
I guess.
We're going to take a dad and either his dad or his son or his daughter, whatever the case may be for that particular matchup. And I'm going to list off a few different facts. And then we're going to briefly debate which one had the better career.
Yeah.
And we started off with probably an obvious one.
Yeah.
It's almost going to take me more time to read the notes that I made than it will to come to a decision.
Yeah.
But we've chosen Rocky Johnson, a world famous professional wrestler, and his lesser known son, The Rock.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson. Everyone's heard of Rocky Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Very few of you maybe have heard of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but we're here to lighten your dark cloud of ignorance.
Yeah.
So briefly, Rocky Johnson, born August 24th, 1944, died January 15th, 2000. These are things that interested me, and this one mostly, because it's going to be not necessarily what was true, but what they were telling people at the time, and that was his build at weight and height. And that's Rocky Johnson stands at 6'2" and weighs 243 pounds. As far as whether that was the truth or not, that typically changes. Hogan usually was much shorter than 6'8". He's like 6'6" or something like that. So
It wasn't The Rock. Well, you'll get to it. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm going to say it for him too. So he was trained by his grandpa, High Chief Peter Maivia,
Yep.
Rocky Bowley, and Kurt Von Steiger.
Hmm.
His career lasted from 64 to 91.
Wow.
He was also a rapist and a sexual abuser.
Hmm.
He
Not good.
He definitely raped a girl and said that other wrestlers that were against his character had set it up to make him look bad.
Hmm.
The girl didn't want to draw attention, so she let it go. Shocker. A professional wrestler from back in the 60s or 70s raped a girl. That will not necessarily affect who I choose in this case because I didn't need to incorporate that. His name was a mix of Rocky Marciano and Jack Johnson, both famous boxers from back in the day. The late 60s to mid 70s, he was big in California. He was in the WWF from 82 to 85 in a tag team with Tony Atlas called the Soul Patrol.
Yep.
That's where they became the first ever black champions in the WWF. And they were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Him and his dad, actually not, maybe not Tony Atlas, but him.
Yeah, I think Tony Atlas is.
In 2008, Rocky Johnson is a multi-time tag champion, more times than is really worth saying here. He was a champion in big-time wrestling, the AWA, Georgia Championship Wrestling, the NWA, the ICWA, and many others. Notable singles titles, 6-time NWA Florida Heavyweight Champ, 2-time NWA Georgia Champ, NWA TV Champ twice, NWA Southern Heavyweight Champ once. His highest ranking in the PWI was 211 out of 500 in 2003. And that's all I have for him. I really should have done more to distinguish one line from the next other than just putting it right below there. But moving on, The Rock. There's a lot less to say here. The Rock was born, I can't even read my own handwriting. I think he was born in May 2nd, 1972. He was billed at 6'5", 260 pounds.
Okay, so yeah, they built him a little taller, yeah.
He was trained by Pat Patterson, his dad, Tom Pritchard, who was in the Heavenly Bodies. And his career lasted from 1996 to 2019. It's possible that he'll pop back up next WrestleMania, who knows. But for the most part, that's what his career lasted. He failed at football. He was cut by the Calgary Stampeders and when he tried to play for the CFL. So not really great at football outside.
Didn't he get hurt, though, playing football?
That rings a bell.
At Miami?
That rings a bell. Yeah, because he was really good at Miami.
Yeah, like he was going to be a breakout star, and then he got hurt, I think.
Maybe that's right.
Anyway.
So his first match ever in the WWE was against the Brooklyn Brawler. And shortly there, I love the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I guess because he was popular when I was a kid.
Yeah.
After that, he went down to, and I say down, I don't really even know where it was located. It may have been up north, but he went to the USWA for a little bit where he wrestled in a tag team with Bart Sawyer. He was called Flex Cabana then, and they actually were 2-time USWA tag champs.
Cool.
To his credit, he has the match of the year of 1999 versus Mankind and 2002 versus Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
He was voted most popular wrestler in 1999 and 2000, and he's Wrestler of the Year in 2000. His highest ranking in the PWI was number 2 in 2000, so never ranked number 1. I'm a little bit surprised at that.
Yeah, me too.
He was 10-time world champ.
Wow.
That's including...
he
wrestled at the time when the invasion happened, so they're including the WCW titles he held.
And the one that who'd he help? Oh, he helped somebody get over towards he made a comeback, and he helped somebody. He helped boost somebody. Wasn't it John Cena or somebody?
Who knows, maybe.
I can't remember. Anyway.
So he was also the 2-time Intercontinental Champion, 5-time Tag Champion, and he won the 2000 Royal Rumble.
I remember that.
And really...
That was controversial. Big Show.
I don't remember myself.
You don't remember when the Big Show and him were last, and they... that was when they both went over the top rope, and The Rock picked his feet up, and they said that he won, but because he
was supposed to.
Yeah, because he was. Well, yeah, I didn't want to say that, but because
Oh
whatever.
yeah, kayfabe.
Yeah, kayfabe. But anyway, they both went out of the ring, and Vince McMahon, I think, came down and or declared him the winner or something like that.
Oh, that's when Vince McMahon tore his quads.
That was later on.
Oh, because I remember he came down to the ring angry about something that had happened wrong, like tore his quads getting into the ring.
Yeah.
And couldn't stand up.
That was in 2000, right? So you remember that was WrestleMania 16. So if I don't know, you probably don't remember, but the main event because of that was the Fatal 4-Way with Triple H, The Rock, Mankind, and The Big Show. Because Mankind was supposed to be a ref, and he kind of screwed somebody in the pay-per-view between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. He kind of screwed somebody. I think he screwed The Big Show, and The Big Show was whining because he thought The Rock's feet hit the floor first. And The Rock was supposed to go where he won at WrestleMania. You go against the champ. So he was going against Triple H. And they made it an elimination Fatal 4-Way.
Wow. Have you watched that recently?
No, it's just, that's when I was a really big fan. Like, right. I remember that.
Right. I mean, there may be some time where I can pull out facts like that. But yeah, I don't remember.
And that was at the Royal Rumble. That was the Triple H. Oh, okay. I remember. Triple H and Mankind had a hellacious street fight right before the Royal Rumble that year. And then Triple H won. And then at the next pay-per-view, I can't remember what the name of it was, but that's when the famous Hell in the Cell match for his career, for Mick's career, he came back as Cactus Jack.
Was that the one with him and Triple H? Was that the one where he handcuffed him and hit him again and again in the head?
No, that's the one where he flipped him through and it broke the ring. Okay,
and the chair lands on his face?
Yeah, that one. And then at WrestleMania, I think Stephanie McMahon behind the scenes tried to get Mick his WrestleMania moment because he never had one. So that's why he was thrown in, not because he was a ref. That was the year before. So Stephanie or somebody behind the scenes got him into the match to have his quote unquote WrestleMania moment. And between the Big Show and The Rock, they were bickering. So instead of a triple threat match, they made it the Fatal 4-Way.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
That was my heyday. So I remember a lot from that time.
That was impressive. I did not.
Tangent, sorry.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give you my winner. And to no one's surprise, that actually follows wrestling. Rock is my choice.
Yeah.
I know that.
Pretty obvious. I mean.
Yeah. His dad won. His dad actually has more title wins.
Yeah.
But they were titles in like Georgia and California.
It hurts him too, like that there wasn't one like now. I mean, now there's two, and there was one for a while, and then there was two before that. But like WCW and WWE competed against each other. Yeah. So there was no big like main company to work for back in his dad and even his grandfather's day.
It was a lot of territories.
Yeah.
And even if you were in WWF back then or NWA, it wasn't big.
No, it was small time.
Yeah.
They were just starting out, really.
Yeah, they had like one show. Mm-hmm. Or even with his dad, it may even have still been the WWF.
Yeah.
Which just seems like the stupidest. Why would you name it something like that? Like when they were talking about it on the news, did they really say the WWF? Anyways, I'm assuming you agree.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I grew up watching The Rock, and I always would hate it when Triple H would beat him because, Triple H was the heel. But as I grew older, I kind of navigated more towards Triple H being a bad guy because you need that bad guy.
For the most part, I was always Rock unless he was facing Stone Cold, and then I was Stone Cold.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, no surprise there. I wanted to go with the easiest one and presumably the most famous one to kind of open things up.
Yeah.
And that's, once again, a new segment that you guys will now be able to debate on and tell us whether you like it or not. That's best sent to the email I said earlier, miscreantstudio@proton.me. And that actually has pushed us well into well past our normal time. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick it to you for a dad joke.
All right. So this one's kind of a little, you got to kind of not think, but it's a little different. Okay. What did Tennessee?
Oh, shit. What did Tennessee?
Yeah.
Tennessee 789.
No.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
The same thing, Arkansas.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's a little tricky, but yeah.
The same thing, Arkansas.
Yep.
There's no way I was going to get that.
No, that one was a little difficult.
These dads making these jokes
I
are
know.
way smarter than me.
For sure. Me too.
All right, so that's it for today. That's it for today.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you guys listening. Like, listen, share, all that jazz.
Download.
And download. Yeah, download it. Woo, downloads. I don't really pay. I went 2 weeks without looking at the numbers, so it's not really a huge motivator for me right now, but it helps. And, if nothing else, it's going to make us more findable for other dads that just are missing something in their lives and need that hug once a week, and someone telling them, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We're just here to give you a digital hug.
Yep.
And, help you make it to bedtime or at least nap time and tell you everything's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And we hope that you get out there and love that kid and laugh with that kid and
be with that kid.
And that you guys just have the greatest relationship because of what you are learning from our podcast. It always has to come back to our podcast.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
with all that being said, as I like to put it frequently, I'm going to need to come up with a better vocabulary.
Bah.
This is Corey.
I'm Dan.
And we will check you later.
Check you later.
I want you to know it's over.
Well, bye.
You smell that, Bill? Smells like someone died.